Good evening, dear parents. On behalf of our principal, Mr. Harshana Pereira, our head of middle school, Miss Iresha Senarath, and all of our faculty members here today, I would like to warmly welcome you to the inaugural Middle School Parents' Evening for this academic year. This online Parents' Evening has been organized to set the stage for you and your children to successfully begin a new chapter in your child's education in the middle school. To elaborate on this more, I would now like to invite our principal, Mr. Harshana Pereira, to address you all.
Head of Section Ms. Iresha, members of staff, dear parents, and my dear ladies and gentlemen of AIS. Welcome and a very good evening to all parents who are joining us on this meeting which is held online. The purpose of this meeting is to share some thoughts with you as your children have now entered the middle school of AIS. Some of you have grown with us from the early stages of nursery and kindergarten, while others have joined us in between. But irrespective of whatever stage at which you joined AIS, your children have now joined or now progressed into the middle school, which is a significant milestone in the journey of education. I'm sure all parents will agree that your kids have grown up very fast, and it was as if it was only yesterday that you walked them to school holding their hand and taking them to the classes in the ground floor. They have since then passed through the first floor and have now come into the second floor of our building, and with a change in uniform, it is certainly signaling a new beginning for the children and a new phase that commenced 2 weeks ago. I must also say that our children are entering a very crucial phase in their life, because it is in these 3 years that you will witness the most phenomenal changes in growth and development, physically, mentally, intellectually, and even spiritually. So it is something to look forward to, and it is certainly something that our teachers look forward to, because we are ever mindful that the middle school is really the phase when children grow and grow very fast. In the next few years, you will see them going through their phase of adolescence, with many of them experiencing puberty and resulting in a whole lot of hormonal activity which affects their conduct, which affects their outlook, and which certainly affects their overall being. So while it is a very crucial phase, it is also a very difficult phase for the children to handle themselves, and also for parents and teachers to cope with, which is why it is important that we are all mindful of the natural changes that take place in the lives of children and respond to the challenges that come along the way, bearing in mind that this is a phase that all children have to go through. So I sincerely hope that you will all, as parents, collaborate with our teachers in ensuring that these next few years become eventful years in the life of your children, and that they are able to handle the biological and mental changes that take place comfortably while enjoying their life in school. So, a few things that I need to share with you as an educationist is what I will be explaining to you shortly. The first message that I would like to emphasize to you is the need to give children freedom as they go through the years, but without losing control or without letting go. Freedom without letting go. I think the best analogy that I can draw is, many of you would have seen these days, this is what is called the kite season in Sri Lanka. I think next week there is a kite festival in Negombo as well. So even in other parts of Colombo and the suburbs, you will see many kites being flown by children and even adults. So a kite is a good example of how we should be managing our children, particularly in this age that they are going through. A kite cannot fly high unless the person in control of the kite really gives the string or allows the string to move from his hand. But the kite is able to stay steady and able to really fly in all its glory only because it is, or the thread or the string on the other end is still held on by the person who is controlling the kite. So both aspects are equally important. The letting of string to permit the kite to take wind, and at the same time steadily holding on to the other end to make sure that it is still flying within control. So the same principle applies, dear parents, in our handling of our children. We must give them freedom, but we should still be in control of their lives. We must allow them to grow freely without letting them go out of our hands. The extent to which this applies will change from one child to the other, but you as parents, I trust, are intelligent enough to know when you should pull back, when you should allow a little bit more string, and so on. So encourage them to try out new things. And that is why when they reach the middle school level, we have a plethora of extracurricular activities and co-curricular activities which encourage children to immerse in all kinds of interest. From singing, drama, to dancing, from karate, chess, and girl guiding or scouting, to the grueling sports such as rowing, swimming, athletics, and basketball, to the novel sports such as archery and even badminton now with tennis and so on. All these activities are encouraged because children need to try out new things and get involved in as many extracurricular activities as possible. Because it is through those that they are able to expend their energy. It is by getting involved in such activities that they are able to collaborate, learn to get on with others, build their own leadership skills and communication skills, and so on. So, very important, dear parents, that your children in the middle school do not just come in at 7:30 and go off at 1 o'clock. They must spend at least 2 days of the week after school, either in school or at a venue outside of school, engaging in activities which help them in their overall personality growth and development. Another matter is to encourage them to socialize. So, you will experience in the next year or two that your children would now want to hang out with their friends and acquaintances. They will get, either invited to parties, or they will have occasion to meet with their friends at venues outside for socializing. This again is an activity which needs to be encouraged, but please be aware where they are and with whom they are hanging about. That is very important. As parents, you need to know where exactly they are going and with whom they will be spending their time. There will be enough meetings that are planned at CCC and OGF, which are, the kind of places that kids like to hang out these days. There is no harm in going to any such places or even to private venues with parents being there. But it's important that while you encourage them to socialize, you are also fully aware of where they are and with whom they are hanging out. That way, you will still be able to be in control while affording them the freedom to enjoy their years of growth. Another area in which they will be getting very active now, if they have not already got active, is with regard to their engagement in social media. It is one of those things that we have to learn to live with, and not something that we can avoid. So, please, dear parents, be mindful that the time that your children spend with their phone and their electronic devices have to be controlled. I'm not saying that you should not give your child a phone, or that they should not be entitled to an iPad or a computer or whatever. But ensure that their social media is also to some extent monitored by you. On our part, we will be having enough educational sessions developed and delivered to the children, explaining them the dangers or the pitfalls of social media and how they need to be responsible. But please make sure, dear parents, that you are also aware of the level and extent to which they are engaged in active social media, and to avoid any abuse or avoid any addiction to such devices or social media platforms. The other thing that I need to share with you is that as a school, we have our policies laid down regarding grievance handling. As you know, we are a school which has a zero tolerance policy on bullying and harassment. And any incidences which are brought to our attention are dealt with swiftly, and we try to always nip things in the bud when it comes to harassment and bullying. Because as a school, we are very concerned that it is our fundamental obligation to afford a school environment which is safe, welcoming, and friendly to all our students. So therefore, in the event you have any issues with any other children or even for that matter, anybody outside of school, we kindly request you to follow the protocol that has been laid down by the school. Refrain from dealing with things on your own and talking to other children or parents directly, but come to us first and deal with any issues or problems that you may be having which are affecting your children. Please address them with the people who can give you solutions. Please refrain from discussing these things on your own social media platforms and in your own groups of friend groups or any other WhatsApp groups, but come to us first. Give us the opportunity to help you and solve your problems first before trying to share it with others and trying to deal with them or grapple with them yourself. And Ms. Iresha will explain to you how our system of school rules work and how you should be addressing issues if you have. But on my part, what I can say is we are a school which is committed to ensuring a safe and secure environment for every child in our school. Therefore, if any one of your children are affected by anything that happens in this school, please be free to follow the procedure and meet with us first before you try to deal with it yourself. And of course, finally, these next few years are also going to be the most exciting years in the life of your children. And that is why, on our part, we also try to pack their academic year with a range of events and activities which provide an opportunity for every child to come forward, try out, and shine. So, my word of advice to our children is to get the best benefit of everything that this school has to offer. Don't hold yourself back, but let yourself go in enjoying the range of things that happen in this school. As you all know, the silver thread that runs through the fabric of our school is respect. So it is important that each and every one of you respects your peers, respects your elders, and while respecting others, respect yourself and realize your full potential. Any child who does not do their best or fails to work towards achieving their best is really letting themselves down. So, therefore, dear children, it is up to each and every one of you to make up your mind and give of your best to everything that you do, whether be in the classroom or in the playing field or in the swimming pool, and ensure that you embrace the ethos of a well-rounded education that the school has to offer and grow as responsible adults at the end of middle school. And I sincerely hope that you will enjoy every day that you spend at AIS and have fun in the best possible way, not at the expense of others, but enjoying the days that you spend here. So I wish you all the very best and an exciting 3 years in the middle school. And I look forward to interacting with each and every one of you even more as we all, as teachers of AIS, are eager to see that you blossom out as wonderful kids at AIS. Thank you very much for your time this evening and all the very best to all of you.
Thank you. I would now like to call on our head of middle school, Miss Iresha Senarath, to explain the school rules and discipline policies that are currently in place.
I would like to begin by thanking you for taking time to attend this meeting. Dear parents, your involvement in your child's education is important because the education is a joint venture between school and home. As we work with our students to help them learn the world through the prescribed curriculum, we very much appreciate the support that parents give their children at home as they strive to reach their learning goals. The parents of AIS students are a vital part of the school community. Therefore, we look forward to working with you to create a rich learning environment for all our students in helping them in fulfilling their dreams. In doing so, I would like to discuss a few important aspects we as teachers expect the parents to pay attention to. Children should come to school ready to learn. A nutritious breakfast fuels up the child and gets him or her ready for the day. Children who eat breakfast have more energy and perform better in school. Skipping breakfast can make kids feel tired, restless, or irritable. It's important for kids to have breakfast every day, but what they eat in the morning is crucial too. Choosing breakfast food that is rich in fiber and protein while low in added sugar may boost kids' attention span, concentration, and memory. Although the school has a good canteen, it's always better to send some healthy home cooked food. A schedule packed with classes, homework, extracurricular activities are common reasons for children not to get enough sleep. Lack of sleep is linked to decreased attentiveness, memory, inconsistent performance, and delayed response time. Therefore, make sure your child gets enough sleep. TV, interactive video games, and the internet can be excellent sources of education. However, too much screen time can have unhealthy side effects. Therefore, we expect you to monitor your child's television time, video games, and activities on social media. In fact, we emphasize the use of the internet in certain subjects to help students in project-based assignments. We have opened up ICT lab facilities after school till 3 p.m. if any student needs to use the internet or any other ICT facility in their project-based learning. It is also very important to talk about social media as our children of this generation are tech savvy and they love to communicate through social media. Social media such as WhatsApp allow interaction between student groups, parents and teachers, making communication very easy. However, this useful tool can be used as a tool to intentionally and most often unintentionally to hurt and bully. If not used carefully, especially if not monitored, these things can happen. As adults, we must insist on civilized and respectful cyber behavior of our students. Each class has a WhatsApp group on which all messages regarding tests, sports activities are shared. Please make sure to link up with the class group to stay up to date on events. Even though we have WhatsApp group communication system in place, we expect our students to take responsibility in communicating the messages from school to the parents. Student planner also has all school events mentioned with dates. School holidays are also spelled out in it. Therefore, parents, please refrain from requesting time out of school for overseas trips during the days that the school is in session. School uniform plays a key role in promoting pride, self-confidence, and a feeling of belonging in the student's body. When a school adopts a uniform, it creates a simple and standardized dress code. Our student planner explains the standard set by the school for the uniform. Parents, please make sure that your child is properly dressed with the correct uniform. Giving boys a haircut when it's necessary and making sure the girls set their hair according to the standards expected by the school are monitored by our prefects every morning. In the middle school, we coach our students to be responsible in their learning. We assist them to set their goals and develop a plan for learning. This way, we create an atmosphere where students feel that learning is fun. We allow students to develop their abilities and for them to get a self-awareness of their hidden talents. Drama competition is one such project where we allow students to use their own imagination and creativity. While encouraging independent learning, we really appreciate the support given by the parents to a great extent. Children are smart and spontaneous. When they see their parents taking a step back in their involvement, it sends a wrong message. Most children will start to slack off too. The reality is that there is a positive correlation to any child's success and the continued involvement of the parent in their child's education. Every parent should know what is going on in their child's daily school life. We encourage every parent to do the following things every day. Ask your child how their school day went. Engage in conversation about what they learned, who their friends are, what they had for lunch, and etc. Make sure your child has time set aside to complete homework. Be there to answer any questions or assist when needed. To maintain a better standard of learning, we conduct continuous assessments throughout the term. These class tests contribute 20% to the final evaluation. There will be 3 class tests in the first term, out of which the best 2 marks will go towards the term mark. In the second and third terms, together have 3 tests in all, and 2 best contribute towards the term mark. You will be able to view your child's marks through the parent portal of Akura School Management System using your personal login and passcode. We do not repeat or retest in case of students' absence from school. In the event their extracurricular activities clash with their test schedule, students are advised to keep the subject teachers informed prior to the test so that we can reschedule the test date. We try to incorporate alternative assessments into our scheme to make the tests interesting, exciting, and less stressful. Biology projects, history projects done last year were a good example of this. It was a mini exhibition which was done as a group activity and helped the students to build connections with their friends. It also paved the path for the students to showcase their leadership qualities and teamwork. In conclusion, let me assure you that you are a vital part of the school community. Your contributions are invaluable to school through involvement in your child's education and support of school activities. We very much look forward to working with you and developing a relationship that will assist in the growth of your child. Thank you.
Thank you. We have now come to the end of our parents' evening tonight. Once again, on behalf of the principal, the head of middle school, and members of the faculty, I would like to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to attend this meeting. Thank you and good night.